of fact, my work began long before the issue that happened in another state. As a matter of fact, I started this off talking about Jimmy Lee Jackson and the history that brings us to today. I could lay it out a little bit more clearly for what's happened in the state of Connecticut, but this is an issue about power. This is an issue about how power is used in communities. This is an issue about how power is misused in community. This is an issue about cost, yes, but there are costs for communities who cannot believe, although I wish they could, that the police are operating to protect them. That's what this is about. And we can turn it however we want to, and we can know what's true in our communities, but there are other communities where the reality that we face is not the reality. I can tell you about sitting on my porch, watching police officers pull over a car. It's a young man. It's a young black man. I can tell you exactly how that situation is going to go, and I can tell you that officer is trying to get in the car, and that officer doesn't have probable cause. And the officer will say things like, well, he seemed nervous. I'm the chair of the Judiciary Committee. They pull me over, I'm nervous because I have walked around in this skin for the entirety of my life. That doesn't mean the officer's bad. It means that what has happened here has led us to a place where I can't say for sure that I leave that encounter, no matter the fact that I walk around, I wear a suit, no matter the fact that I've done everything right in my life, that I was in the military, that I've done everything. I was a Boy Scout. No matter all of that stuff, because I'm black and because of the history we have. And then we say, let the system handle it. The same system that has not handled it to this point. And when we say we're going to limit the removal of qualified immunity, well, that's going to open the floodgates for everything, and the office is going to be exposed. And when I explain how the office is not exposed, the story pivots to the municipality. This is about who the actor is when the system breaks down. And when the system breaks down, people still need the ability to find recourse. Section 1983 is supposed to work. But it doesn't because of the way qualified immunity at the federal level has developed. And so people say, well, I like the way it is. Well, of course, you can't pierce it. But you know what it's supposed to do? For the same reasons why you can penetrate it here, it's supposed to be penetrable at that level, but you can't penetrate it because you got this weird thing. And if you think about the George Floyd case, which we're talking about right now, if you think about the George Floyd case, and you think about how horrific that is, and how everybody, I haven't met a single person who says, I think those officers are justified. If you think about that case and the fact that he had there and he had his hand in his pocket, there's no case like it. And because of the way qualified immunity effectively works right now, if that was the place where you would have to go, and I know this is a different story because there's so much attention on it, those officers are going to experience a different type of justice than they normally do. But if it was normal, and when I mean normal for the people who I know, who live in the community I live in, if it were normal, that would be the place where they would get recourse, and because of the way qualified immunity works, they couldn't get it. And I don't call that justice. And we can go and have all of these hypotheticals and all of the stuff you want to talk about. I've heard it all, but there's no justice for those people. That means there's no justice for me. And if there's no justice for me and there's no justice for those people, what you call justice is injustice.
That's